I know a lot of clubs have chased her, but sadly, whatever she's being paid, or however she feels comfortable, no one can seem to land her, and she's electric, scores lots of goals, and I think they were really concerned about her because they were sitting deeper, which they normally don't do, and that sort of gave Alchem that ability. I know it sounds strange, but there's so much space to just hit long balls. And it actually worked.
Yeah, it did.
But no, it was a great game. I actually, there's two times I thoroughly enjoyed. No, he's a star.
He's an absolute legend. USA beat Paraguay 4-1. Crazy.
No, with 10 minutes to go, it's unlike Kogel and the girls. Yes, Ari, I am.
It's going to be hard for you guys to see it.
Sorry?
It's going to be hard for you to see from.
Yeah, because we don't want to get in the way of the camera. Okay, just so we know, is here in the shot? If I'm standing here?
No.
Here, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so we nearly probably have to rock back and look in the window. Yeah.
I wish I could move it here, but I can't because I need.
Kogel, are you uploading Dribble?
I'm not personally, but I'm really quiet.
Thank you. Otherwise, you'd have to scream out this lineup for me. Righto. Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. No, hey, it's all good.
How many games have you done this season?
How many I've done? I don't know, maybe 8. Because it's hard because coaching on a Saturday to be in 2 places at once, and I won't do games where I perceive there's going to be, what would I say? I don't want anyone to games which sort of it makes it hard. And then I was overseas for a little while, and then I've just come back from being in hospital for a week, so I had pneumonia. So I've just it's been entertaining for the wrong reasons.
You all good now, though?
Yeah. Well, there's good drugs I've got to take. This hasn't dropped yet. Have you got the?
I haven't got it right now. This is going to be cutting it fine.
Well, best thing is.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Hey?
They've got a good list again this season.
Oh, listen, I think they're outstanding. They're well organised. They play nice football, and it's fallen. Here it is.
They've got some class players.
Yeah, and I think the class players more often than not.
Obviously,
Good afternoon to what for both of these clubs is a break from the regular league routine and a venture back to the pressure, the immediacy of cup football at a cloudy and a bit of a chilly Casey Fields. It is cloaked in a bit of gloom and a bit of greyness, though today it plays conductor and narrator to the story of advancement for one of these two into round 6. Melbourne City return home for the first time in over a month across league and cup action, defeated Alamein, not the precursor they wanted for an all-important cup tie. Box Hill are in the midst of their own lengthy away run, this the second of 5 consecutive trips, the first of which that decisive downing of Preston in the league last Sunday afternoon, a game in which they were mightily impressive. Previously in cup action, they saw off Burundara at Wembley Park, though this time round they are hoping that on the road, Casey is merely just a stop before venturing to the 6th round. My name's Ethan Rigg, and I'm joined on commentary this afternoon by Sven Samuel. Sven, first of all, this has the opportunity today, as a cup tie, an all-MPL cup tie, to maybe throw up a bit of a shock.
Without doubt, Ethan, I think the conditions won't be easy to play in. I think wind's sometimes far worse than rain. We've got rain predicted to hit in the next sort of 45 minutes, but with the wind as strong as it is, living out this way, the wind, knowing how the wind blows, might push the cloud away, so we might not have the rain. But with these two teams, you know, one's at the top, second on the ladder, flying in Box Hill, and the reigning premiers continue to strengthen their squads like they have. And listen, they've been a joy to watch, and the football they play is as entertaining as any. On the flip side, Melbourne City, you know, they're in a tough battle in the relegation zone. Put a call into FV this week. They can be relegated, so there was a few sort of questions being asked. Can they go down? Can they not? Well, they can. And I think something like the Night Cup gives them a lot of hope and a lot of solace to think they've got their junior Matilda players back. And the players they have are fantastic. They just lack probably a little bit of size and maturity. But no, listen, I think it's going to be a tremendous game, Ethan, and far closer than most people imagine.
And of course, on a very, very, very blustery afternoon out here, a lot of that league talk has to get put to the side. Cup action, as we always know, the form book tends to go out of the window. As we approach kick-off here in Casey, Sven, why don't you take us through the lineups? Okay, so for Melbourne City, we've got junior Matilda, Dahlia Birchmore in goal, Jamie Marandola, Liliana Lamarge, Kira Saris and Ella Hamilton. In the middle of the park, they've got Kaya Djokovic, the wonderful Isabella Racco, Sienna Calvanisi, Layla Habib, Ella Juha and Chelsea Biggs starting on the pitch for them. For Box Hill, well, wherever you look across their team, there's a lot of power, a lot of really good players, and in goals they've got Tash Stasopoulos, Laura Pickett, Sophia Palawadi, Holly Murray, Sydney Minarick. In the middle of the park, they've got the amazing Rihanna Policina, Nicolina Bacalo, but she may push forward. We've got Juri Kawano, Maho Murakami, the wonderful Kiara Besselli, who's had a fantastic season, and then also Erin Kate. So listen, power all over the park, and you know, it's going to be a wonderful game. Thankfully, we've got wonderful facilities for commentary out here, Ethan, at Casey Fields. If it does start pouring with rain, we've got a bit of protection, and I'll enjoy being dry today. A couple of changes for either respective club from recent league outings. And they met here earlier in the campaign as well. Box Hill got that win over Melbourne City, quite convincingly so. I'll be hoping to, in all competitions, do a double. Though that being said, it's a side who have had a recently slightly patchy away run in their quest for the repetition of their premiership in the Channel National Premier League Victoria Women's. Though cup fixtures, cup football is something entirely different. It's been a season where they started with an absolute flyer. It's as though they'd be the early pace setters. Time since then, the trickiness and the length of a season has really come into it. And they're starting positively. Kawano set it back. It was speared on for Bachalo. Moved it out the other way for Minarik to steer to the back post. We had too much depth for Keats, who was converging on the penalty spot. A couple of early opportunities for Box Hill, who know today is a great opportunity for advancement for themselves. Not the only cup fixture this weekend. Bentley Green saw off Beau Morris. And then on Thursday night, South Melbourne got it over Keilor Park as well. Second in a week of a all-MPL matchup. What has to be said for Melbourne City is a real opportunity, as their season hasn't exactly gone to plan. It was a spirited performance away at Alamein last week. Dragged back into it late, though it was too late to make that lunge to go and pinch a point. As here is Policina, who had dropped in. Holly Murray. As Box Hill wanting to dictate terms on their own rather early. Kawano steered it for Policina. Habib cut it out. Anna Policina wouldn't give up on it. That's a lovely swivel, though, from Habib to Aveda. And then clipped it on over to the far side. Giving chase was Marandola, who was able to keep it in. Though was not able to go further forward. Kawano once more clips it on for Keats, who is on the charge momentarily. Aaron Keat waiting for the runners. One of whom was Murakami. Was helped on for Minarik. Just been able to gain control of this game early. Melbourne City might have wanted a fast start to this cup tie, Sven, but Box Hill are certainly wanting to set the tempo of this game.
I think, particularly with Box Hill kicking with a really strong wind going to the right-hand side of your screen, it'd be interesting to see what Coach Kogel's organised, because some of the lack of pace in the back four for Melbourne City this season has been exploited. Particularly, they love to play out, which is fantastic football to watch. But in these conditions against such a strong unit, you can see a lot of the time Box Hill are really pressing them hard. But they continue to back themselves in. Dahlia Gould Birchmore has got lovely range for a young player with her feet. And, I hope to think... right at the moment, can Melbourne City stay in this first half as long as they can, playing into the breeze, which is always a tough ask, Ethan.
Certainly defensively for Melbourne City, things have been shored up in recent weeks, though. Birchmore's ball was ricocheted. Habib was then under pressure. Lost out to Murakami. Bachalo tried to steer it back for Pickett, though it was picked off. City had an opportunity to counter open up. That's Rocco. No way beyond Policina, who tried to poke it through for Keat. Saris alert to that. And Lamage lets it run back. Birchmore, again, really unable to break through that second line. As Hamilton was able to recover. So long towards Marandola, who went the flick on for Rocco. Those two looking to link up well. And now Habib's got room to go. Had a couple rolling forward just quickly. Tahal was one of them. Habib happy to keep it. Saris now. A lot of this side have gained invaluable top flight experience this season. Part of that is taking it up to these sides higher up in the league. Habib with a good slide, who was unable to keep it. On that occasion, Murakami happy to mop up Murray. Now Policina. Murray once more. Very measured approach for Box Hill. Policina's dropped deepest to go and give them some metal, and it's a smashing ball for Keats, who's made the run in good time. And you see already, perhaps, the conditions this afternoon starting to play their tricks.
Without doubt, you can see that the breeze making it fairly difficult. Marcus DeLuca, the coach of Melbourne City, has got them setting fairly deep, and with the range of a player like Mini Policina, it just makes it fairly tricky because she just opens up pockets, particularly between the fullbacks and the centre backs. She's a master at it, and I think one of the best players in the competition, and just her own on-field coaching and her ability to help her teammates with instruction makes her so invaluable. But Melbourne City, having Kira Saris playing as centre-back, a lot of people are talking about young players in the competition, and Alexis Pandazopoulos at South Melbourne is one of those who's fantastic to watch and a really great player, but an unsung hero and someone that doesn't get as much attention currently. She is a junior Matilda, but Kira Saris, her ability to use her skills and her ability to shift the ball is wonderful. And it's a good start for both teams because I think it's super hard to play into this breeze currently.
Kawano's on the charge. Keep converging centrally. Saris got across. And then it was thumped clear, only as far as Policina. She went on the drive, and Liliana Lamage came across just to get the block in. Ella Hamilton went to clear. Wasn't able to get much purchase. Policina had a vested interest momentarily. Box Hill, who have started brightly, have got themselves a corner. Wanting themselves to set the early pace. Will be Murakami's take. Whipped with depth to the back post, though too much depth for either Murray nor Keats to be able to get onto it.
I think dead ball pieces today, particularly for Melbourne City, if they can exploit their opportunities, will make it, their best opportunity to score, in my opinion. But having someone who can take left-footed corners that can swing in with the breeze and drop it right on the top of Dahlia Gould Birchmore's head makes it really hard to defend. And I think Box Hill would love some repeat corners because she'll pick up her range and make it really hard for Melbourne City to defend those corners.
Marandola flicked it on for Rako. She in turn lost out. Kawano worked it down the line. Keats, lovely ball for Murakami, who was just unable quite to get it out of her feet. It allowed Marandola and Hamilton to come across. The importance of those set pieces, it was through Maya Capitanio. Melbourne City got themselves back in the game from a set piece rebound last Saturday out at Alamein. Steered for Sienna Calvanese, who's got her first real look at an opportunity to get on the ball. Habib now. Saris. Happy to return for Birchmore. She speared long. Policina was one of two, which Jugovic had to evade. Pickett stayed with her all the way. Jugovic did superbly and worked it onto Habib. Calvanese charged further forward. Space opened up for Duhau now. Beyond Policina, though not beyond Minarik, who then was fouled. Though having seen off the early Box Hill wave, Melbourne City get their first real opportunity to venture forward. See the importance already of what Duhau and Calvanese down the left-hand side could do. Has the potential to cause Box Hill a bit of a headache. Here is Murakami, such a little heavy. Big's got a boot in, Keat dropped off to recover it. Polisina. Space opened up for Pachalo, who gave Keat one to chase in the channel, and Saris was across to see it out.
Again, we see every time Rihanna Polisina can get on the ball, she's looking to exploit the pockets of space and movement, and as we know, she's lethal with both feet, and makes it fairly hard for Melbourne City to defend her. Great turn there.
Calvanese dropped it off for Duhau. Those two just starting to get themselves a bit more involved. Set long for Jugovic. It'll benefit Calvanese, who had Pickett to go beyond. Calvanese still battling. That time Murakami came to provide a bit of pressure. Habib, via a ricochet, got beyond. Pickett then picked it off. Murakami went to steer in the channel. Had too much on it for Pachalo. Again, rolled its way back for Birchmore. Lamaish lost out, as did Habib. Fell momentarily for Pachalo, who just as she went to strike, had an unfortunate stumble.
There's a really interesting duel on this side of the pitch between Melbourne Victory A-League player Laura Pickett and Sienna Calvanese from Melbourne City. It's one to watch, I think, because both players are very positive footballers and aggressive, and yeah, I think it'll be something for the viewers at home to be watching.
Rocco this time was wrestled by Polisina, who gives away a free kick. That battle as well in particular, one to keep an eye on. Isabella Rocco has been positive this season. Certainly a City silver lining. As Hamilton, with tidy footwork, found Rocco, went through the legs of Murakami, though wasn't able to get it too much further forward. Now Polisina takes over. Box Hill with an opportunity. Overlap from Baselli was a good one. Set back for Polisina, who teased it for Murakami, and it was just too long for her. Not for Minaric, who was wandering in at the back post to get on the end of. Despite still having to hang in there a little bit, Melbourne City are doing just that. And despite Box Hill's pressure, Birchmore, for the most part, has been unblemished, untested. Rocco dropped it off for Hamilton. He steered it on for Biggs. Habib clipped it on for Calvanese. And the flag has stayed down. Calvanese in chase. And eventually, that flag does get raised for offside.
Central referee Geordie Walton has made a decision there. Zoe McRae had the flag down, but Geordie Walton's called it offside. Again, some wonderful football by City, and Calvanese again on the ball now is causing problems left, right and centre for this side of the pitch for Box Hill.
Covering was Murray. Stathopoulos went to go out the other way. Pocket opened up for Polisina. Kawano left it for Polisina to take over. She was swarmed on. Biggs and Marandola went to win it. And Box Hill have a free kick. Marandola a little bit too eager to go and dispossess Kawano. Reigning premiers in a hurry. Murray. Have in ill afford to let Melbourne City settle into a shape so far. That has opened up space for Pollicina once again. Alpachalo, who speared it on for Minaric, who had advanced. Had Dehau in retreats. Minaric still driving, steered it threateningly. Kawano had it ricochet off her. And Birchmore will be fortunate that it didn't fall more kindly into Kawano's path.
I think just the sheer maturity on Sydney Minaric up against Ella Juha is going to be a battle that Ella's going to have to work really hard on. Some great goalkeeping there by Dahlia Birchmore to pick off the loose ball. But every time Pollicina gets on the ball, she's looking to test, as much physically the mental skills of the Melbourne City players. They have to concentrate all the time because she just moves the ball into areas where it gives her fellow players a lot of opportunity to play forward, face forward on that quarter turn. And as well as Melbourne City's doing right here at the moment, it is a tough gig to be doing this for 45 minutes with a strong breeze.
Murray once more, who has really been the kickstarter, tempo setter for Box Hill thus far. Murakami slid it for Kawano, who threaded it on for Keat. Erin Keat wanting a yard. Kawano offered her an opportunity, steered dangerously into the area, charging in at the near post was Minaric. And Duhau had to stay with at the concession of a corner.
Again, that battle's going to be an interesting one because just the sheer size of Sydney Minaric, her experience, her ability to go forward. If she's not whipping in crosses, she's ghosting in from the back post. And we saw just then how tricky it is to defend her.
Pollicina's turn from a set piece. And we'll just have to wait a moment. Ball being blustered about. Pollicina again towards the back stick, troubling for Birchmore. And again it was Murray and Keat who were going round just to try and get on the end of it.
I wouldn't be shocked to see an Olympico from Rihanna Pollicina. With that breeze, her ability to swing the ball in with her right foot. I'm not a betting person, but I think we may see one from her because she's just outstanding at it, and she's done it many times in the past couple of MPLW seasons for Box Hill.
Murakami went to charge. Lamage was in a little late. Marandola equally so, and they've got a free kick. In quite the position of promise. Pollicina and Palivoda over it. City have resisted until now. Will be Rihanna Pollicina, who clipped her effort over. Yet another opportunity from a set piece they've had, though Pollicina may want that one back.
I think, Ethan, what happens as the half gets deeper and deeper, Box Hill will start feeling the pressure that they haven't taken these opportunities to score. And with that, you start snatching at things that you normally wouldn't. So it'd be interesting to see if City can continue this amazing ability that they have at the moment to see Box Hill off.
Biggs went to spear for Calvinese. And it dropped off favourably for Murray. Pollicina was happy to drop it off. And Pickett and Minerick work well in tandem. Murray once more. And the other way for Palivoda. Still City are unblemished though. Box Hill are turning the screw. Baselli. Murray. Policina. Speared it on for Minerick. Habib cut out the return. Calvinesi went charging. Pickett, Policina. Minerick, that's tidily done for Murray. Melbourne City have not been able to really make the press stick. It's given Box Hill that opening. As Palivoda steered for Keat in the channel. She got away from Lamage momentarily. Aaron Keat is charging the long way round. Cut it back for Baccialo. And then Policina! Pinpoints! The late run is speared in. And Box Hill's number 10 drills them ahead delightfully.
An exceptional finish by an exceptional player in Rihanna Policina. It was a lovely cut back. Probably Chiara Baselli was just 1 foot too far forward, but the second runner being Rihanna Policina, you can't give quality players chances like that, and left Dahlia Birchmore no chance. But we probably saw the goal coming. It's now, can City just hold them out? Because during this season so far, I know they're away from home, but particularly at home, Box Hill scored goals in clusters. Let's see what they can do here now.
Birchmore's giving it away. Baccialo looking to inflict further pain with immediacy. Minerick teased it to the back posts. Oh, it asked a lot of Baselli. So that's from Policina, ever pivotal. And it gives Box Hill a lead that their start had warranted. Already a couple of opportunities for them. They had knocked on the door. And then thanks to a piercing Policina hit, they find themselves with a goal which acts maybe as much as a step forward as it does a nerve settler. As Biggs is trying to get City going the other way. Touch was too heavy. Pickett firmly across and through.
I think that's a really good observation by yourself, Ethan. I think it's as much a nerve settler for Box Hill, because sometimes in games like this, if you go in at half time and it's 0-0 and you've had as many chances as they have, it doesn't matter how good you are, doesn't matter what the ladder position is, you start to have self-doubt, and that is definitely a nerve settler for Box Hill, and Coach Kogel will be very pleased that they've broken the deadlock.
Biggs let it run, and it only benefited Kawano. Now Keat on for Policina once again. Switch for Minerick. Duhau got a boot in at the expense of a corner. They have just shifted gears. Opening goal, a firm release. Box Hill searching a second in terms of insurance. Murakami's take once more, flicked dangerously to the near post. Dealt with awkwardly once more, and Saris had to clear in all of the chaos. Policina rekindles it. Murakami went to clip for Minerick. Oh, it will only trickle through for Birchmore once again.
It was interesting that time, Ethan. Box Hill put more numbers into the box. Their rest defence was only a +1, where previously had been a +2. So they're on the attack now. They've got their confidence up, and just the sheer amount of numbers in the box is quite interesting.
Habib was swarmed out by a sea of royal blue. Calvinesi just had a yard open up for her. Birchmore wanted Marandola. Box Hill still charging forward with Baselli. Set for Policina once again and forced a rather tidy save out of Birchmore. Tipped devilishly late and it had to be palmed away for a corner. There is just a bit more bite in the last 5 or 10 minutes about Box Hill whenever they foray forward. Murakami's corner will have to wait following a bit of conversion in the penalty area. Murakami once again, this time with depth. Keita Murray once more round the back. And this time, Holly Murray was able to get on it, though it needed a slide and was only able to steer it wide.
As much as Box Hill turning the screws here and putting immense pressure on City, I've been really impressed with Sienna Calvinesi and her work. Right? I can understand why she's been called up to the TDS match this week. With the Under-17 World Cup coming up, players such as herself, Alexis Pandazopoulos, Heidi Dalton, Erin Tarrant are all playing in that game to put a bit of pressure on the players who are currently in that World Cup squad.
Policina was clattered into. Layla Habib was protesting her innocence. She gave away a free kick. Rihanna Policina back up though. Looked in particular discomfort momentarily. Another Box Hill free kick. Once again, it is in a place of real menace. Will be Murakami this time. That's a wonderful save. Whipped it away from the wall. It was curling late, and Birchmore got down brilliantly.
The junior Matilda's goalkeeper and Dali Gore Birchmore has made a wonderful fingertip stave there. I'm not sure why the City defenders were appealing that it wasn't a corner. It was a great save, and nervously watching what Rihanna Policina is going to do with this corner.
Policina's take, again, flicked into a dangerous area and nodded away by Saris. Recovered by Murray. She looked to steer for Keats. Jugovic across the clear. Though it will be coming straight back. Murakami. Keat made a charge in the channel. Steered it towards the near post. Though this time a far more comfy intervention for Daligor Birchmore. They have utilised that threat wide though. As Baselli once again presses to good effect. But Charlo away from two. Got it back from Kawano. Happy to set back through Murray. Who slows the game to almost stationary and then spears one out for Keat, who had to Howe in retreat. And Erin Keat wins the corner.
My fear here is repetitive corners normally lead to a goal eventually, and Box Hill are just getting their radar set, dropping the ball into that 6-yard box, and with the threat of Laura Pickett, Holly Murray, Erin Keat, it'd be hopefully one of those things where Saris, Gore Birchmore or Biggs can clear away with a header.
Murakami again for that back post. And this time Keat got the flick on. And found a way through. Threatening no more. And Erin Keat, who's having quite the season in front of goal, is at it again.
You don't like seeing young players and particularly young goalkeepers having the ball continually lobbed into their 6-yard box. But Box Hill have done that perfectly well. I'd say Coach Kogel would have instructed his players during the week. This is how we're going to try and exploit City with the breeze at the back of Murakami. It was a fantastic corner and a stellar finish by Erin Keat. So richly deserved the 2-0 lead for Box Hill.
They had been threatening. Successive set pieces. And finally, for Box Hill, one breaks through. Keat had lurked at the back post on every single delivery. Aaron Murray had been menacing. And this time, Keat with a polished finishing touch. And Box Hill are bounding towards the 6th round and are bounding forward once again. Bachalo set it on for Murakami. Now Minaric. Pickett. Murakami happy to step back for Murray. Baselli. It's a good run from Kawano. She's been found well. Marandola in retreat. Kawano found a way beyond. So back for Baselli. Now Palivoda. Murray. Murakami. Pickett. Steered it on for Minaric, and that's a lovely touch on for Bachalo. Kawano looked to clip for Policina. Keat went to make it work. Saris got up not once but twice. Habib. Steered it for Calvanese. Battle which Pickett wins once again. Holly Murray. Control has come with 2. Minaric's flick. Duhau will let it trickle out for a goal kick.
Ethan, with the score as it is currently, and if it continues, with only one other team who's progressed to the quarterfinals not being in the NPL, being Clifton Hill, who have done outstandingly well to be in the position they are from VPL 1. It'd be interesting to see the draw on Monday night for the Night Cup. I think teams will not want to play Box Hill. I think they're the one team that's got so many weapons, even players on the bench like Amelia Tatalia, Gracie Clarkson. There's a lot of pressure, and they're a great unit, is Box Hill.
At the moment, they are well on their way to putting themselves in the pot for the next round. As Keat momentarily got between Lamage and Biggs and wins another corner. Another Policina set piece. Box Hill wanting a third at the end of quite a triumphant first half.
Watch Holly Murray ghost into the back post here, Ethan.
Last set piece of the back post, bore a goal. Policina with depth. Murray was lurking, though in the end the ball whipped its way in and out for a goal kick. And Murray was able to venture towards the back post, completely unmarked once again. City have settled deeper and deeper as the half has gone on. Birchmore closed in on by 2. Tried to steer it out for Marandola. Baselli sorted out a play. Policina did well to poke it back for Palivoda. Now Murakami. Murray. Rocco just went momentarily to make life difficult. Murakami steered it tidily. Baccialo made it work. Murakami now speared it on the switch brilliantly for Baselli, who's got Hamilton to go at. Baselli on the charge. Lamage the only one there. Palivoda looked to keep the clearance in. Baselli, tidy touch for Keats, who again was closed by 2, and Biggs came away with it and steered it on for Jugovic. Policina's challenge in retreat's a good one. Baccialo dropped it for Pickett again. Murray. Palivoda, now Policina, who steered it gorgeously for Kawano. Lamage in retreat, Baccialo arriving, as was Keats. Habib got a boot in. Baccialo kept it rolling. Marandola tried to put her off it. Baselli. City really penned in. Policina, who has been conductor from minute 1. And Policina again steered it for Kawano. It nearly fell through for Keats, who got there ahead of Birchmore. Eric Keats at the double. And Box Hill are marching their way towards the next round.
Outstanding bit of play by Box Hill. You know, Ethan, you mentioned that Policina has been the conductor. If we use another terminology, I think Holly Murray's been the quarterback. She's just getting the ball. They're dropping into a back 3, so their shape changes. And once they get that ball to Holly Murray, she's picking out, whether it's Bucalo, Policina, they're getting into those tight pockets. And the ball there through against what was a bit of a flat-footed back 4 just opened the door for Box Hill to score again. So well done to Box Hill. I think with the ability of Kira Saris has stiffened the back 4 right up for Melbourne City, and I think she's an outstanding player, but I think she needs some help back there. It's pretty hard to do it by yourself.
Still, they may not be done yet. As Murray once more. Policina, hustled by Habib. Happy to return all the way to Stathopoulos. Cut out by Marandola. Have Melbourne City maybe got to move forward. Rocco steered it. Murray uncertain, and thus conceded the corner.
If you look at the goals that City have scored this year, a lot of them have been from corners, and particularly at this end of the pitch here at Casey Field. So let's see what they can do, and let's see what they've been practicing on the park.
Opportunity to chalk one back before the break. Biggs to take, back post congregation, sauntered forwards, and the flick on trickled agonisingly wide of the back post for Melbourne City. A couple of shots for a corner that were waved away. First real scare Box Hill have had to survive. As Kawano had a stumble. Biggs was charging. And the room opened up for Calvanese, though she couldn't be found. Pickett for Minerick. Now Policina. Went to steer it onto Baccialo. She got away from one. Poked it away from Calvanese. Minerick, Policina. And Pickett, who is happy to cool things right down. Clip for Bachalo, flicked on for Keats, favoured Lamage instead. Kawano then got up. Keat away from one, Saris stepped in. Keat got beyond her and Habib. Bachalo, back for Pickett once more. Murray. Murakami gave it back for Murray. Steered out for Palivoda. Baselli. Beyond Marandola. Baselli still motoring. Bachalo. Policina. Pickett. Murray once more. Palivoda had many a yard to move into. Rocco was in retreat. Steered cleverly for Kawano. Though the flag was up for offside.
You can, from our vantage point, Coach Kogel's really imploring his players to play with more width. And obviously, more width they play with, more pockets open up for the likes of Bucalo, Murakami and Policina. And it is wonderful football to watch. And the scoreline reflects a team that right at the moment, they could win 3 trophies this year. The Night Cup, the Chenol Premiership, and then the Chenol to be Chenol champions. So he's coaching them well, and Box Hill are playing exactly how the coach wants them to play, and it's reflective in both in this scoreline and what's happening in the league so far.
Policina again went to steer it for Keats. Birchmore this time able to gather, though given away to Policina. Clipped it invitingly for Keats, who got away from Lamage, and Bib tried to clear. Bucalo stayed in the way. Murakami. Kawano, who had Baselli on the switch. Hamilton in retreat. Baselli breezed beyond. And the cutback was cut out and then cleared, though Policina was lurking dangerously. Still they set their sights on another. Policina for Murray. Cut up by Jugovic this time. The ricochet benefited Murray, who pound Palivoda. Hamilton under it to clear. Melbourne City sitting in. It has been a magnificent Box Hill half so far. As Bucalo once more tried to steer it for Kawano. Cleared for Calvanese. Saris. Birchmore with Bucalo there to apply some pressure. Nodded on by Rocco, only for Kawano, who clipped cleverly. Back for Palivoda, on for Murray. Melbourne City wanting to press. Rocco was breezed beyond. And Keats got room to roam into. And to clip it for Bucalo. And just wasn't quite able to steer it into her path. And that'll be it for the first half. And at the moment, Box Hill are halfway there. Kick-started by Rihanna Policina. It was then Erin Keats at the double that has got them well on their way towards round 6. Half-time out at Casey. It's Melbourne City 0, Box Hill 3. Box Hill potentially halfway in the hats for the next round. An imperious first half. Policina got the party started. Erin Keats at the double kept things going. They are 45 away from round 6 in the Nike FC Cup. Melbourne City needing something to get themselves back into the game. Only one change at half-time. Isabella Rocco's afternoon was done after 45 minutes. Maya Capitanio, who came off the bench to good effect, got one back against Alamein, instated for the second half. Box Hill in the first half were magnificent and are on the charge early to start the second half. It was essentially for Keat, who moved it on for Kawano, and Baselli is on the overlap. Marandola misjudged it, Baselli cut it back. Kawano on the drive, drilled her effort over. No Sven. What a start to the second half.
Box Hill have not broken stride, really. How they finished the first half, they've started the second half. Sometimes playing into the breeze for a team that loves running with the ball is actually easy because the ball holds up. You can play better through balls, and already we see Box Hill making the most of it. It's great to see Maya Capitanio out on the pitch. I think she's a class player and a really good human, so it'll be interesting to see how she goes here today, Ethan.
Biggs had to evade Kawano. Set it back for Hamilton. Now Biggs, no way beyond Baselli. Kawano battled, Hamilton won it, Baselli kept going. That's a lovely, lovely roll. Out of trouble. Set it back for Murray, who speared it on. Just that element of control that has remained from that first half. And here is Policina, who was the rhythm of the first 45 for Box Hill. Clever dummy by Kawano. Set it off for Keat. And now Baselli. Clipped menacingly for Policina, though just a fraction too heavy.
Watching this game and how many Policina plays, it'd be interesting to see going forward in the Chenol MPLW if teams might eventually man-mark Policina, because she has such an impact on the game. She's always finding those pockets, instructing her teammates where to be and what to do, and that'd be an interesting thing, Ethan, going forward to see how teams play against her.
Good drive by Biggs. All opened up space for Calvinese. Set it back for Dahau. Went to steer for Capitanio with an early ball. Awkward momentarily for Murray, who was oh so composed. And then Policina gave it away. Layla Habib had an opening. And the first real save of the afternoon needed to be made by Stathopoulos.
Great to see Melbourne City on the attack here, playing far more up the pitch than they were earlier. I know it's an easy thing to say that, you know, the breeze does all the work, but it doesn't. And good to see City on the attack and moving forward in formation. They haven't been to a point where they've had their back four sitting on the halfway line. So I think that'll impress Coach Marcus, and hopefully we might see a goal or two from City in this half, Ethan.
Here's Capitanio, who got away momentarily. Her ball was cut out by Policina, who in turn lost out to Biggs. Palivoda in retreats. Baselli came to give her a helping hand up the line. Evaded Marandola. Policina. Kawano was just given a clip on the way through by Ella Hamilton and wins a free kick. There's Murray. That's a gorgeous ball for Piccolo. Kawano. Set and speared on by Murakami. Unable to find Baselli. Marandola dropped in. Biggs. Marandola. Went to thread for Capitanio. Though it had far too much mentioned earlier on, Box Hill were the victors earlier this season when they met in the league. 27 points, 11 places in the Victorian pyramid separate these two. Home has been where the heart is for Melbourne City this season. Both of their league home wins have come here. This may be writing for Box Hill what's been a tricky recent away record. Difference is split across all competitions. Calvanese's on the charge. Away from one, then two. Palivoda came to clear. Minarik couldn't flick it further. Habib got away from Bicalo. Got it back from Duhau. Saris. One too long for Duhau, and it trickles its way out of play.
Again, just the composure Box Hill had, particularly with their back four. I think that's their real strength of their team, and that was prior to the A-League players coming. Now you add Holly Murray and Policina to the list, Pickett, and then the irrepressible Karina Rossi, and what a squad Kogel has built out at Wembley Park. And Box Hill continue just to be calm on the ball, knocking it about, looking for those pockets, and nearly always playing to feet. A few square balls that sometimes, as a Box Hill supporter, you'd be nervous off that they're going to get picked off, but their football's delightful, Ethan.
It's been an afternoon of control by the reigning champions so far. Minarik did marvellously and then found it way back to her by Murakami. Three arriving. Kawano was at the edge momentarily. Baselli made it work. Murakami. Happy to set back for Bicalo, whose touch evaded her on that occasion.
Back in, let's go!
This is a side who could be gunning for a treble this season. Still in the race for the Premiership, well and truly, hoping to defend their championship crown. And hoping to advance further in the cup, and that's a marvellous ball from Murakami. Bicalo. Steered teasingly to the back post. Marandola, in all the chaos, showed some composure, but then with Baselli charging, cleared her lines.
Box Hill just continue to be calm, setting up their formation at every chance, looking to play forward. And they've just got such weapons in Kite, Baselli, Minarik, and it just makes it so tough for Melbourne City because they're unrelenting. The coach drives the standards even now with the game at the moment, fairly comfortable for them. Kogel's demanding more of his players, and in a competitive environment when there's competition for spots, it's a wonderful place to be when you've got a team, an organisation that's so much on the same page, and they're doing really well. I like Chelsea Biggs. I think she's been working really hard for City, as I mentioned earlier, Kira Saris and Sienna Calvanese. It'd be interesting to see, Ethan, when Kogel does pull the trigger and make some changes for Box Hill. When you're in all, segments of the competition, trying to win the championship, and then now the Night Cup, you have to rotate your squad, and their squad's got such good depth that I think around 60 minutes we'll start to see some changes.
They have got a few important fixtures coming up as well. Mentioned this is a lengthy away run. They go to Heidelberg next Sunday. South Melbourne the Saturday to follow. Melbourne victory rounds it out before returning to Wembley Park to play Burundara in a massive, massive league clash towards the top of the Channel National Premier League Victoria Women's. Policina went searching for Kawano. Marandola. Biggs. Only turned into Murakami. Baselli, Policina. No way beyond Habib, who was swarmed by a trio looking to pick it off her. Biggs gave her a helping hand. Now Saris, Dahau, Jugovic. Habib clipped it for Capitanio. Had too much on it though. And for Melbourne City, who are looking to make part of the Great Escape. Today maybe not going to plan in cup action, and they then go to Bulleen next week. Avondale are home before that trip to Keeler Park, which could be crucial. Melbourne Derby the week to follow too. That fortnight in particular, the one which follows the one upcoming, that might be season defining.
Looking at all the permutations recently with the fixtures to come, I've never seen in the NPLW era so many clubs load up on players, particularly teams towards the bottom of the ladder. And I think 24 points will probably see you safe. If you can get to 24 points, it'll be, pretty unimaginable that you could go down. So it's going to be competitive. Keeler Park have brought in some wonderful players such as Grace Johnson, Caitlin Carriage. So, they're strengthening their squad. Bentley Greens have strengthened their squad with the likes of Emma Roberts, the irrepressible Melissa Barbieri. But right at this moment, I think if you get 24 points, you'll stay up. But getting to 24 points for some teams is going to be really tough. So as much as Bentley Greens have loaded up with some fantastic players, Kira Myers is another one. Staying up for both City and Bentley Greens is going to be a mission. Melbourne City probably don't have as many more players to come in than they've already got. So, yeah, it's going to be tough, Ethan, to see either one of those two survive the drop, sadly.
This one back by Lamage. Marandola. Kawano came across and gave away a free kick. To a bit of her own personal bewilderment. Melbourne City with a set piece. Opportunity perhaps to put Box Hill under a bit of duress. Leila Habib's take was with menace. Capitanio tried to help it on, and then broke foot. Maya Capitanio. City shouted for a penalty. That was waved away quickly. Keats on the charge as Biggs had to set back. Birchmore composed. And now Biggs, who was out of room. Just little moments like that, as Box Hill themselves are prepping a couple of changes.
It's great to see Gracie Clarkson return from the American college system coming on for, we've got here Kawano and also Murakami coming off. Also for, was it Grace Teen? Was it Pearl Teen came on then? Ethan, I think.
Clarkson and Teen, the two changes. So the first real bit that Box Hill are going to shuffle the pack in anticipation of league fixture. That's gorgeously done by Baselli, who clipped it on for Clarkson. Habib lunged. Teen wanted to get onto it. Benefit to Calvanese in the end. Melbourne City getting their own changes ready down on the touchline. Habib was swarmed by two, Clarkson and Minarik. Both made attempts to win it, neither came away with it. As Saris was pressed by Bucalo. just wonder how many more reshuffles Box Hill might go for, given that all-important run in the league coming up. Of course, we'll, if it stays this way, have another cup contest to think about too in the midst of all of it. As Keat is charging, Keat is sliding. And wins a corner rather wonderfully. Box Hill with another corner to deliver in. Melbourne City wanting to make some changes. They will have to wait for the moment. Polisina's corner. That's an unfortunate slip for Rihanna Polisina as she went to take it. Melbourne City gives them the opportunity to make those changes.
So we have Geordie Walton, central referee, just slowing the game down. And we have Heidi Dre coming on and Tia Casandis coming on for City. Two great changes. Heidi Dre, former or current World Cup player for New Zealand's under-17 team. As we see, a great chance there for Box Hill that's gone out for a goal kick. And the players coming off were Aladua and also Layla Habib for City.
Bucalo nearly, oh so nearly, caught Birchmore out and inflicted a little bit more further anguish on City's afternoon. Sped long for Capitanio, who took it down tidily. Biggs. Lunge too far for Kotsandis. Dry was tidy. Saris out for Calvanese. Jugovic, who only turned into trouble. Set back for Murray. And eventually returned for Stathopoulos, who looked long for Clarkson. Baselli. Footwork was tidy. Team did well. Murray. Polisina. Stead for Bucalo, who evaded two with ease. Teen turned herself into trouble. Biggs went to go and recover. Saris. Away from Keat, though, couldn't find Calvanese. Pickett came across. Ball again finds its way out of play. Pickett again with a good win. Bucalo. Pickett unrelenting, and it'll break for Keat, who is hunting a hat-trick. And Keat on the charge. Good challenge by Lemage to slow her up. Marandola lost out to Baselli. Clarkson. A setback for Bucalo. Polisina, who clipped it for Baselli. She was looking to arrive at the back post. Call was kept by Lemage. Biggs now. Marandola couldn't win it. Teen came through. Hamilton. Baselli. Gave it off to Murray once more. There's Teen. Holly Murray. Space open up for Clarkson. Now Polisina. Stead wide for Baselli, who clipped it early for Keats. A touch just a little bit too heavy. Now Birchmore to go and gather it.
Ethan, with the rain starting to come down now, the pitch is even a bit more slicker, which I think will really favour Box Hill with their ball movement, as we can see here. Great save from the shot from Mini Polisina by Dahlia Gould Birchmore. But yeah, these conditions, the winds died down a little bit, and with the rain on the pitch, make it nice and slick. I think Box Hill even more being played into this game, not only by the conditions, but the way they play, the way they try and move the ball. And here again is another chance for Box Hill going forward.
Policina on for Clarkson. Return for Policina, who poked it on for Keat. She was crowded by a sea of sky blue. Teen, no way beyond Marandola. Melbourne City just getting a change of their own ready. Mary Brown about to be introduced. So they're really going to have to wait in order to enact that change. Teen dropped it back for Pacelli. Now Clarkson. As Jugovic did well to win it. Marandola to thread it down the line. Palivoda had something to do in retreats and did it rather well. Murray. Speared it in a way which only favoured Marandola. Looked to thread it for Capitanio. Palivoda's steer clear. Berselli, Clarkson, Policina. And Murray out the other way, and tidily so. Pickett happy to set it back. Bicalo unable to get it under. Saris wanting to reset things for Melbourne City, though keeper's on the charge. Lemaish now the one under pressure. Donegal Birchmore out to lend a helping hand. Saris threaded it, Policina got a flick which then favoured Murray. Bicalo, who did tidily. Set it back for Murray. Now Pickett, Bicalo once more. Ever patient. Box Hill, who have had much of this second half on cruise control, though that's a little loose from Pickett. Melbourne City now will get to make that change. In fact, not yet. Mary Brown still awaiting introduction. As Jugovic was fouled by Teen.
Ethan, I think Melbourne City's coach, Marcus DeLuca, would be really, really pleased with the energy that his team are playing with. You know, the game in many ways is probably gone, but their energy, their just persistence, tenacity was outstanding, and they've been rewarded with a free kick in a scoring position here.
Jugovic's free kick was one hit rather unmenacingly for Stathopoulos. Box Hill went to play out, went no further than Biggs, nearly then broke for Jugovic. Murray's clearance a little awkward. Capitanio set it for Biggs, whose effort took a ricochet. Melbourne City have a corner. And now, at long last, they will get to make that change. Mary Brown on foot, Kaya Jugovic. Melbourne City have a corner, maybe a way to ensure that Box Hill do not at least keep a clean sheet. Taya Kotsandis to take. Set dangerously and awkwardly to the near post. Melbourne City shout for another corner. The officials judge it to have hit the upright instead.
What a wonderful corner by Tia. Whipped it in, right foot with the breeze, and I think the officials made a great call there. I don't think Tassopoulos got a hand on it, but again, this energy that City are bringing, up against a wonderful team is a real credit to themselves and to their coach. They're working really hard, and the pressure they're starting to put back on Box Hill is maybe a blueprint for a few clubs going forward to see how to try and stop Box Hill.
Good touch from Baselli, who went to steer centrally. Clarkson kept it rolling. Team unable to go and win it. It'll break for Brown. Now Calvanese. Pickett was in retreat. Brown is on the charge in the channel. Paltine with her and able to clear. No further than Calvanese, who was unable to roll her way beyond Minaric. Biggs with a loose touch, invited Pickett to win it. So back for Saris. Lamage. Let it run, and Clarkson will pick it off. Was waiting on those in advancement. Was done well by Minaric, who speared it on for Baselli. It's a tidy touch. Waited on Clarkson to steer into the channel. Hamilton did well. Marandola, who got it from Capitanio. Hamilton then threaded it on for Maya Capitanio once more, who is given room to charge. Away from 3, and then the flag is up against Calvanese on the far side for offside.
More changes here by Box Hill. Our double goal scorer, Erin Kate, coming off. With Gabriella Simpson going onto the pitch, and it looks like Sydney Minaric's coming off for the wonderful Amelia Tatalia. I'd love to see Coach Marcus at Melbourne City, particularly now they've got the breeze, and they're trying to chase some goals, put some pressure back on Box Hill. I know they're doing it with effort, but I'd love to see Kira Saris drop in to play as a 6. I think that's her natural position. I think she's really good at that role, and her playing forward into the likes of Mary Brown and Maya Capitano would be something I think would help City immensely.
So there will be no hat-trick for Erin Keat this afternoon. Her double, though, certainly worth its weight in gold. There has Box Hill sighting the 6th round. Melbourne City, though, this afternoon has been a tricky test. Have shown glimpses in signs, certainly in this second half, of a side making some strides. Real test of their measure will come in the next month or so. Critical patch. Ends with a true relegation 6-pointer against Keilor Park. Quite a way down the line. For now, though, they are trying to look to make things awkward, or as awkward, for Box Hill as humanly possible. Pickett got a boot in. Bicalo went to give chase. Melbourne City maybe making one last change, as Calvanese wins a free kick.
I think, Ethan, little things can change games, and early on, Sienna Calvanese I thought was playing extraordinarily well. She was taking it to Sydney Minaric and Laura Pickett, and if City had noticed that and played the ball to her advantage, they might have pinched a goal early.
Set towards the back post. Good claim by Statopoulos. Melbourne City are to make one more change. Ava Chopin getting ready. As Baselli. Got it back from Teen. Oh, Palivoda. Look to steer for Policina. Kotsandis won it momentarily. Simpson unable to steer Box Hill further forward. And not only are Melbourne City to make a change, with Ava Chopin coming on, and Sienna Calvanese's afternoon coming to its close, Rihanna Policina's got a problem. And Box Hill are in fact to make a change. Precautionary, they will hope. There's Karina Todorova. Makes her way on for Policina. As Policina still in some discomfort. Another Box Hill change. They will be hoping that that one, though, is merely precautionary rather than something more serious. There's Marandola. Found Capitanio. Who bundled beyond Palivoda. That's a good flick away from Murray. Bicala tried to help it on its way. Dry took over. Heidi Dry unable to steer one menacingly into the area.
Number 32 for Melbourne City, Eva Chopin, has come onto the pitch. She's been performing really well on their 20 side. It's great to see her out there. And, I like what Mark's is doing, giving some of these younger players an opportunity. I know all the players are young, but giving players who've been performing well in your 20s opportunity is great for your organisation, and it's good coaching and good identification of a really good player.
Arandola's on the charge forward. Tried to slide it into the path of Capitanio. Ting concedes the corner.
Again, you can't turn back time, but it would have been wonderful in many ways to see City potentially kick with the breeze in the first half, because as we can see, they're putting real pressure back on Box Hill, and I feel there's a goal coming just with their effort. And now that the likes of Policina and a few other players have come off the pitch, it really opens the game up for City to score.
Corner set to the back post. Melbourne City have got one back. Brilliant delivery and a bullet header. And all of a sudden, the clean sheet is blemished. Liliana Lamage took it tidily, completely unmarked, and Melbourne City have something to smile about.
It's not the first time I've seen Lily Lamage score like that. Wonderful corner. Ball just not in a place with Stathopoulos could get the ball, and Lily Lamage has put it away beautifully. And the goal was coming. Well done to City, and let's see if they can put another one on to make this last 15 or 20 minutes quite exciting for the viewers at home, Ethan.
Box Hill maybe not so nervy just yet. Melbourne City at least get to take one with them, and are looking to maybe make a late lunge of this. Picalo dropped off to lend a hand. Murray could only clear. Is it to be a quick Melbourne City close to just put Box Hill under a bit more duress? Murray sliced her effort. Lamage rekindled it. It's dry. Have a chop in. Unable to go further forward. Murray again went and won it back. Todorova dropped it off. Alivoda, that's a really good ball. Good turn from Teen. Now Simpson. Todorova. On for Berselli, who has got away once more from Marandola. Stayed it centrally where Lamage was there, and Biggs cleared.
I still think, Ethan, when the balls go in the pots out at the home of the Matildas, headquarters for Football Victoria on Monday night for the live stream of the quarter-final draw for the Night Cup, clubs will still want to evade Box Hill because I think, they are arguably got the best depth. They've got the pedigree of winning big games, and last year's grand final versus Heidelberg, it was exactly that. And when you got players like Karina Rossi to come back in the team, I think that'd be one ball that you don't want to get drawn against on Monday night for the Night Cup draw.
Murray momentarily had a stumble. Regathered well. They weren't able to work their way out of danger just yet. There's Clarkson. Now Murray. We've got it from Tatalia. Palivoda went to clip it for Todorova and couldn't. Hamilton won it. Good challenge from Clarkson. Simpson dropped it off. 14. Clarkson lost it. Choppin recovered. Saris unable to steer it for Brown. Tatalia got in the way not once but twice. Murray. Berselli. Split the two options. Lamage was charging. Was lunged in on. And for that challenge, Nicolina Bicalo finds herself in the book.
First card for the day, and maybe in these conditions with the breeze in the slick pitch, I'd say maybe a touch unlucky, but looking the other way, I think the officials got it right. And will this lead to a second goal, Ethan, for Melbourne City?
Whipped in by Saris dangerously, flicked on by Biggs. And Melbourne City wants a corner, which they will not get. Box Hill know they are nearly there. Albeit not quite. The time for a late City lunge is just starting to dwindle a little bit. Murray. Capitano went to press. Here is Bicalo. Dropped it off for Palivoda. That's a really nice ball to split the difference. Bicalo then gave it away. Marandola with a loose touch. Bocelli got it back from Bicalo. That's nicely done between those two once again. Bocelli can now charge away from Hamilton. Chiara Bocelli steered it dangerously to the back post. Pickett, who was arriving, just was a little too late to get anything on it.
With 5 minutes to go in regular time, I'd love to see City get a goal here and make it really exciting for the viewers home for the stoppage time. But sadly, most of their players are pushing back to pick up Box Hill players, so the opportunity to attack or release with a long ball beyond is fairly limited. And with the likes of Holly Murray playing the ball with calmness, I'm not sure that goal's going to come, Ethan.
Marandola cut it out momentarily. Bocelli warded off for long enough and won a free kick. Marandola was just a little too eager to go and try and win it back. Any opportunity just to slow it down. Sense of Box Hill will take. That's a tidy, really tidy clip for Simpson. Return to a well by Todorova. Hamilton slid in, and it just about makes its way over the line for a corner. One more for Box Hill would surely settle it. That being said, not many are being committed forward. Baselli's take. Out to the edge for Murray. Todorova. In the chaos, the effort from Pickett was one which he just didn't catch cleanly enough. Birchmore gathered. Long looking for Marandola. Palivoda through. Simpson let it run. Saris was calm. And the ball long in the channel from Kotsandis was one of hope. One recovered by Palivoda, who went long for Baselli. Marandola won it. Baselli, that's a gorgeous flick. Away from trouble. Todorova lost out. It's recovered by Clarkson. Murray. Tatalia. Could only clear.
Again, City's work rate in these dying minutes is a credit to themselves and to their coach, because they're working really, really hard, putting as much pressure as they can on Box Hill. They've got one goal from it. Can they get a late one to make it super exciting? It'd be interesting to see, but Box Hill again, back with their structure, back with their calmness, and realistically, Ethan, that's been the difference between the two sides. Just the experience and the maturity in their bodies.
It'll find its way through for Simpson. Hamilton just couldn't connect cleanly. One back well by Teen. Baselli. One for Peltine. You just see the composure for Box Hill. It's Tatalia. Todorova had a slip. If they get one more, the door is just that little bit more open. Time very much a factor, though, for Melbourne City. Kotsandis. Challenge allowed Murray to clear. Simpson nodded it. Bucalo evaded two brilliantly. Tatalia, Clarkson. And Baselli just opened up oh so coolly and gave Clarkson an easy out. Palivoda. Threaded for Todorova. Baselli, that's a lovely return. Todorova for Simpson. The flag has stayed down. Bucalo. On the overlap was Todorova. Was away from Biggs momentarily. Was able to set it back for Teen. Baselli. Palivoda, that's well done. Clarkson. Tatalia. Clarkson. Palivoda had Capitanio. Looking to press. Pickett lunged in not once but twice.
Without having a fourth official, Ethan, we don't know, sadly, how many minutes will be added on by referee Geordie Walton. But again, Coach Kogel for Box Hill still demanding of his players, and Chiara Bocelli is being asked to work a little bit harder. This is happening with the last minute or two. You can hear Coach Kogel again pushing them hard, and realistically, driving standards, and that's why they're in the position that they are.
Murray. Palivoda, they've had to survive a little bit of a late City launch, though they are nearly there. Time ticking away. Brown. Kotsandis. Chopin, in fact, was offside. Clarkson inadvertently flicked it for Murray. Capitanio had a vested interest. Palivoda dealt with it well. Pickett's. Tatalia. They are happy to take as much time out of the game as they can now. Second half where they were tested. One where, especially later on, they have been made to work. So Box Hill are moments away from prevailing, are moments away from becoming quarter-finalists. Although Brown might have the last say. Palivoda in retreats. Chopin will see for the corner.
I think Mary Brown should have taken a shot herself then, Ethan. Box Hill's goalkeeper, Tash Stathopoulos, was backtracking quickly, and a low shot there by Mary Brown might have caught her off guard. But again, you know, Melbourne City have been working incredibly hard, and will they get their second goal from this corner?
Corner set troublingly to the near posts and only rippled the side netting. Conversation over stoppage time on both respective touchlines. Statopoulos may have the final say, and she does. A solid, though unsuccessful, second half for Melbourne City. The damage done in the first 45 for Box Hill, initially by Rihanna Policina, who picked her spots and found it with pinpoint accuracy. Erin Keats' delightful double just prior to the break sees Box Hill in the hats for the quarter-finals. It was a valiant second half. City got themselves back in the game. Lemaish from a corner gave them a glimmer, though Box Hill were there to ensure the door stayed shut. They progress in the Nike FC Cup on a bit of a grey and a bit of a grisly day out in Casey. Full time, it's Melbourne City 1, Box Hill United 3.